Hello, hello! Perfidious Pete here, back to see if any more potential recruits just show up here at Crusty Cornelius' home for wayward youth in Rimworld. And don't think just because we let one wayward youth into Krusty's salt mine that Krusty's going all Professor Xavier on us. This is not the case. Krusty, he's still a crazed hobo murdering lunatic. And Krusty's salt mine, I think if anything, is going to be more Camp Green Lake than Xavier's School for Gifted Youngsters. I mean, take a look at our only student here. Let's take a peep at Edward Toon, shall we? He's a violent pyromaniac running around in the nude, by the way. He's got a steel shiv, that's his only equipment. This guy is a crazy asshole. He's the kind of student who should very clearly be playing guitar on the front of a doof wagon, not enrolling in a school for wayward youth. Maybe since he is clearly the doof wagon guitarist, you know, the guy from Fury Road who played flaming guitar on the front of that car. Yeah, that was the doof wagon. Anyway, maybe Camp Green Lake is more appropriate than Xavier's school, because Toon wouldn't really fit in there. I don't expect Toon to be, you know, as hard as Stanley Yelnats, but hey, who is as hard as Stanley Yelnats? Maybe Zero. Okay, fine. But other than that, even if he's only half as hard as Stanley Yelnats turned out to be, Edward Toon here would still have what it takes to kill either Sigourney Weaver or John Voight. Not both, but either or. And a man who could bring down Ellen Ripley or Paul Cerrone, that guy is aces in my book. So let's see what old Toon can get up to here. We do have a little bit of work that needs to be done. What exactly are you doing? You're cleaning rock rubble. Okay, so Toon is sweeping up the place. Say what you want, the guy may be a lunatic and just ready to burn our entire settlement down at a moment's notice with his pyromaniac ways, but at least he's tidy. You gotta give him credit for that. Also, we do want to check Toon's restrictions. Let's pause the game really quickly. I know Krusty's sleeping. We'll get back to Krusty in a minute, but let's check. Yeah, see, here's what we want to do. Okay, so Toon, I don't really care at all how long you sleep. Just sleep until you're not tired. But 10 p.m. is lights out here at Krusty's home for wayward youth. So, you know, you're going to adhere to that particular plan. And also, I think there are two other things that we need to do. Well, now that we've got Toon's priorities sort of adjusted, we'll let him continue cleaning. That's fine. Don't we need to adjust our home area? Is it a little big? Yeah, you know, it's maybe a little larger than it needs to be. Let's trim this down a bit. Let's trim this down a little bit. Typically, it is okay to let your home area be a little bit more expanded than it should, just in case of fire, but since we live in the middle of a basalt rock mine, there's very little odds of a fire, and really, if a fire starts, it's going to be Toon that started it anyway, so the homeward designation here is going to be a little less important. Let's trim some of this down a little bit, just so we don't have people coming out here to try and, like, clean dirt outside around the corner of a mountain or anything crazy like that. Toon may have, you know, what kind of weird obsessions he's got. I mean, other than the one that he has with fire, which I don't know if that's weird so much as just awesome. There we go. So the home area is trimmed down. We're ready. We got Rick, but we got a couple things we need to get sort of scheduled. For one thing, I think we got to start building some defenses. If Toon has showed up, that means it's probably only a matter of time before some more unsavory types show up. In the event that that happens, I do want to have at least some rudimentary defenses built. Yes, we did build a sandbag, but this is sort of like our Alamo here. This is our fallback point once John Wayne has already been killed. This is where we're going to fall back to. And in order to facilitate that, what are we going to do? We're going to deconstruct all of this. Just this whole... Is there a way to group select this? Nope. All right, well, I guess we'll do it one brick at a time then. I'll take you down one brick at a time if I got to, Wall. We're also going to deconstruct this. Even though this sort of would be a nice little prefab building, we're going to haul this bad boy down. Once we get these blocks deconstructed, what we're going to do is use all of this stonework to reconstruct ourselves a nice little barricade across. We've got like a little nice box canyon here that we've managed to set up in. It's a pretty good little defensive spot. And if we run a stone wall across this, we're going to have a nice little death trap for any potential invaders. And fortunately, we have relatively easy access to some early stonework here. Although Krusty did start with stone cutting. So, you know, if we really needed rock, we could just have Krusty go bust some. He is an extraordinary miner. But we've got a few other priorities around the home front, too. For one thing, we definitely need a walk-in freezer. So we're going to zone ourselves a stockpile. And I suppose we could let, just turn the speed on there. Krusty sleeping. I like watching him sleep. He's so peaceful and not at all. I mean, he's dreaming of murder and hobo, sure. So he looks peaceful on the outside. He's not peaceful at all inside. But he looks so just, you can see his little feet twitching there because he's dreaming of chasing down a claim jumper and then stomping them to death. It's just funny. It's great. He's so happy when he's asleep. Raw resources. Are we going to allow those in there? Really, I only want food in here. Manufactured goods. Textiles, no. Medicine, yes. No artillery shells or components, please. So we'll allow medicine because medicine will spoil. And then other than that, I think we're just going to do food. Meals, raw food and meals, yes. Those things are allowed. And then we're going to have this be a little bit of a walk-in freezer. So let's grab a temperature thing. And what we do is grab a cooler. We just flip it so the cold side is inside, the hot side is outside. And we let the heat pump do its work. Also, if this is going to be our walk-in freezer, we should maybe haul these rocks out of here. Just, you know, maybe get those gone. Also, you could maybe haul this food in here because I think our rat meat is going to, if it's unrefrigerated, is going to spoil. Oh, fantastic work, Toon. Now you start slacking off. Now you decide, oh, I think I'm all tuckered out. I guess I'll turn in. Guy's unreliable. I'm waiting to see how long it is before he starts a fire, too. That's my other concern. I know he's a pyromaniac, and I don't have a whole lot of experience in Rimworld. I'm curious how quick it's going to be before he's just like, well, time to start burning shit. Krusty, did you just cook? Krusty's cooking meals. He's making rat stew. That's smart thinking, Krusty. That stuff was going to go bad. It's a good thing we cooked it into a meal. That'll last a little longer. Krusty's butchering a rat. Krusty is all about the rat meat, I guess. Now you're gonna... Okay, Krusty's gonna... Well, he's cooking it up. That's fine. You know, if our walk-in freezer and our stove are gonna be here, we should make one tiny change. Hey, Krusty, hold on a second here, buddy. We're gonna do one very, very tiny change. We're gonna uninstall this. And we're gonna put a wooden wall there. And if we're gonna have to be going in and out of this freezer to the table, the smart thing to do would just be to put the door as close to the stove as possible. Because, do you have like a confab out here? No, you're both deconstructing a marble wall. Okay. Krusty's gonna come take this door out. You know what you could do, Krusty, is priority construct the cooler. That's all I'm saying. Maybe that would be more useful. So let's grab ourselves a door. Wait a minute. Doors are structures? Doors are structures. So let's get a wooden door. We'll put that... Let's just put it right here. And then we'll build a wooden wall right here. And yes, thank you for the notifications notification. I appreciate it. Very meta, by the way, sending us a notification about the notification. Yeah, it's pretty clever. So who's a better crafter? Krusty? You got a 5. Toon, how are you on crafting? Can you craft a little? No, you actually are incapable of crafting. So anything that's going to get built, that means Krusty's going to have to do it. What are you doing over there, Krusty? You can deconstruct that. Well, prioritize building this cooler first, actually. We're going to need some steel and some components. We've got plenty of both for the nonce. We've got 175 steel. We're sitting at 23 components. That's a relatively reasonable amount. Krusty, are you going to wall yourself in here? You're going to... Okay. Well, it's a good thing there's a hole in the wall. Otherwise, you'd barricade yourself in with no wood and no way to build a door to escape. Rick's out there supervising. You know what, Rick? That's a good idea. We probably need you to keep an eye on Toon. I'm really wondering how long it's going to be before he just... Maybe if we let him let off a little steam periodically. You know, shoot a rat, kill a turkey, something, torture a small animal to death. All of those are the kind of things that might just keep him out of trouble. We should also... Let's flag this for chopping. And you know what? All of the trees that are in our house, let's flag all of those trees for chopping. In fact... You know what? Let's go one step further. We're not just flagging for chopping. Let's get down orders and let's just do plant cut. This will cut everything. I really don't want bushes growing in my house. That's all I'm going to say. Cut all of the things. This will get rid of all of the grass. We'll have a nice, smooth dirt floor, which I guess is sort of suboptimal. Which would we rather have, Pete? A grass floor or a dirt floor? Also, chopping all of that is going to take a very long time. Will you do plant cut, Toon? Let's look at our work assignments here. Will you plant cut? You will. So will Krusty. Krusty's prime. Okay, so you will plant, cut, construct, cooking. Krusty's got that. Bed rest. Okay, let's tune bed rest up for you. And you know what, Krusty? We're going to turn your medicine down because, surprisingly, Toon actually is a pretty respectable doctor. What's your doctoring skill? Yeah, he's got an 8. He's actually not just a respectable doctor. He's a damn fine doctor. He's a cleaner. What's his research like? 5 out of 20 versus Krusty's 3. All right, Krusty, yeah, that's good. We can have him research over you then. Any smithing, tailoring, art, or craft is going to have to be done by Krusty. He's also our hunter, but he doesn't have a weapon. I think Toon's rocking a steel shiv. He calls it a scalpel, but, you know, we all know it's a prison scalpel. Be like, oh, no, this is my, you know, this is a scalpel. Be like, dude, it's the shank that you use to murder people in prison. You're not fooling anybody. We also need to set the temperature on our cooler. Yeah, what does it set to? 70 degrees Fahrenheit. Well, for a refrigerator, call me crazy, seems a little high. Let's lower that down. I mean, 32 is freezing, so anything below that's going to be sort of fine. But I'd rather kind of go way under. Let's set it at straight up freezing temperatures. Let's go, yeah, you know what? Let's just go 0. We'll make it real quick. It's going to use a lot of power, though. Do I want to use that much power? Nah, I really don't. Let's go 20 Fahrenheit. That should be enough to allow the thermodynamic... Great, fantastic work there, Pete. The tongue was really not betraying you at all there. That should be enough to allow the thermodynamic equilibrium that we'll get, because the cold will attempt to... Oh, shit. Alright, we have no defenses and a raid is coming. This is what I was concerned about. They're attacking immediately. A group of pirates from the Dark Oxes have arrived nearby. They're attacking immediately. Where the hell are they? And can they get to us? No. They've got, like, the whole map to walk through, right? Is it just one guy? It's literally one... It's one very orbish dude. Alright, well, what... Ernst, are you worth a shit? No, you're incapable of intellectual caring, social scary, or firefighting. Why are you coming to start shit if you're incapable of scary? Oh, probably because you're a masochist? And he's... Okay, he's a neurotic masochist. He doesn't even know... He's a decent shot, but all he came armed with is a club. Do you have any clothing? You have a wooden club, a cloth t-shirt, and a cloth pants that are in terrible condition. Well, I think we're going to have Krusty shoot you, hurl your body down a mine shaft, and then maybe give your clothes to the naked Toon so he can stop his whole Dr. Manhattan gig that he's got going on. I like the Watchman as much as the next guy, but... Toon, I'm tired of watching your dong flap, bro. Dong Flap would be a great name for a band. Coming this fall to theaters everywhere, see the song stylings of Dong Flap. Also, maybe we should... I mean, these guys getting fairly close. We should probably draft you guys in a moment. I think we're just going to set up in a position to ambush this guy. He's got to come through this little... Yeah. All right, let's do the drafting. Krusty, come over here and let's have you take cover behind, I don't know, say a tree. Toon, I want you near Krusty, ready to spring to the attack. Let's put you... We're going to draft you too. And you and your shiv can come hide behind, say, that tree. Watch out for the raccoon, Krusty! Can't ever trust a raccoon, man. Those guys are feral. All right, Krusty, you should be shooting now. Yeah, Krusty's lining up a shot. There you go. Oh, we got him. Krusty shanked him good. Oh, 2 shots. Krusty never misses with his 30-06. He's got a gunshot to his left arm and his left leg. Come on, Krusty. Get another one. There you go. Right in the torso. All right, Toon, it's time. Shank this man. Melee attack, Ernst. Don't let him get to Krusty. Krusty, don't accidentally shoot Toon. Beautiful. All right, that went pretty well. Although, admittedly, they did just send one sort of overweight guy who was poorly armed and terrified of combat to fight us. So maybe the storyteller here is taking it a little easy on us. We do have Colonist needs treatment. Okay, Toon got clubbed in the head and he has a small bruise from the club. This is fine. We're not that worried about it. This guy's also not dead. Ernest is in shock. So if we wanted to, we could try and recruit Ernst, but I don't really want to have to feed Ernst because he's goddamned terrible. He was a test subject who grew up to be a servant, and now he's a male drifter. He would fit right in with the whole Krusty dynamic, but at some point I'd have to try and get a colony full of people who are actually functionally useful. We can't all be misfits and renegades. Plus, I think it's time to let Dr. Edward Toon, geneticist, have a little experiment time here with his friend Ernst Savant. Krusty, you're a crazy lunatic asshole, but even you probably don't want to see what's about to happen here. You don't need to see this, Krusty. Do it. Toon? Yeah, that's okay. Oh, take your time. Toon's like, yeah, how do you like it, Ernst? I'm gonna take my time. Make it slow. Make it slow. Are you done? Is he dead? He's dead. Okay, well, I mean, he didn't provide us with as much entertainment as we might have liked. Toon, why don't you strip this man? Prioritize stripping him, perhaps? Are you still drafted? You're still drafted. Undraft you. Prioritize stripping Ernst. And call me crazy, but you might consider wearing some of his clothes as well. We need a place to get rid of this body. Now, we could dig a grave, but come on, this is Crusty Cornelius here. There's only one way Crusty Cornelius handles dead bodies. He hurls them down a mine shaft. This is what Crusty Cornelius does. We're going to have build Krusty a special mine shaft for corpses. Oh, that's right, Pete. You know how I feel. Gotta have my mine shaft full of corpses. A man can't have a solid salt mine, Pete, unless he's got a steady supply of corpses in a hole in the ground. So I'm gonna dig me a hole just for this man's corpse. Actually, we're gonna dig a little corpse depository over here. So, Krusty, why don't you get on that? In fact, Krusty, prioritize digging this hole. What are you doing? Are you going back to bed? He's going back to bed to rest. Oh, come on, man. You got popped in the head with a club one time and already you're going to puss out on us? Goodness gracious, man. Can we change the name of this storage? No, I guess not. Also, let's make this preferred priority for food. Just in case we decide to stash food anywhere else, we want to have it maybe a little higher priority. Krusty should be a digging champ. Let's crank the speed up here a little bit. And Krusty doesn't mind if we just leave this man out to rot. Krusty is, remember, I mean, we can take a look. Krusty is, recall, a psychopath. No empathy. He doesn't care. He doesn't mind if others are butchered, left unburied, imprisoned, or sold into slavery. Krusty doesn't give a single shit. A rotting body to Krusty? That's part and parcel of the whole salt mine gig. Krusty loves rotting bodies. It's part of the reasons why he came to the Rimworld. He'd be like, now, Pete, I'm free to put bodies wherever I want. Not the man trying to keep me down saying, oh, you can't have a pile of corpses drowning down a mine shaft in your property. That's against the law. You got to dispose of these bodies properly. Little did they know I killed them. I mean, they knew right away, and actually they imprisoned me for it, Pete. But at first they had no reason to suspect old Crusty Cornelius. Beloved cereal mascot? Who'd suspect me? Everybody's asleep. Let's crank up time. Toon hasn't started a fire yet, either. What the, you know, you're kind of letting the whole pyromaniac thing down, Toon. I was expecting more fires from you. Don't get me wrong, I'm not angry about it, and I would appreciate it if you wouldn't take that as an invitation to burn Krusty alive while he's sleeping. That would really kind of suck. Krusty's the only person who could theoretically put out that fire. What are you doing? Were you, like, relaxing socially there? By watching Krusty and Rick sleep and dreaming of setting them ablaze? Were you having a little burning bed flashback there, Toon, where you'd be like, yeah, if only I had a can of gasoline and, like, maybe some matches and possibly some clothes to wear? Okay, you know what? Let's prioritize hauling these pants. If we take them back to the stockpile, there's a non-zero chance that Toon might put them on. Ah, see, he did put on, thank you for taking out the Dr. Manhattan thing. I'm pretty sure he put those on. Also, haul that t-shirt then. And let's see if we can get the same thing going with the t-shirt action. Yes! So as soon as we put those in a stockpile, Toon immediately clothed himself. I'm proud of you, Toon. You have chosen to make the wise decision. Krusty, what are you doing? You're relaxing socially. So Toon watched you sleep, and then you decided you were going to go watch Rick sleep? That's really weird, guys. Then again, we don't really have a lot of other entertainment methods, I suppose. Here in an escape pod. Hello, escape pod. If anyone survived the impact, they'll be badly wounded. Bernard! All right, Bernard, you're a space refugee. You're 786 years old. Good God, you've been in crypto sleep for, well, almost a millennia. You're naked. Why does everybody show up at Krusty's salt mine butt-ass naked? You're a prostophobe. Human body is limited for a reason. To him, bionic body parts are unethical. Okay, Bernard, how do you feel about, say, peg legs? If you lose a limb, you were a shelter child. You're a drifter now. I mean, apparently you've just been drifting through space. You're a pretty good researcher. You're an excellent cook with a huge passion for cooking. Big passion for medicine. You love animals. You're a social gadfly. You're gay. Potential romance maybe between you and like Toon, or I don't know if you'd want to hit on Krusty. He's a little staid. He's from the 1840s, man. I don't know how he would react to that, but maybe you could woo him, Bernard. You've got the social skills. maybe you could bring him around. Make him see the error of his ways. I think we definitely should rescue Bernard. And by rescue, I mean kidnap. This is one of the little oddities here of Rimworld. We have two options if we take Toon and have him go click on Bernard. We have rescue Bernard, capture Bernard. If we want Bernard to join our colony, we actually can't rescue him. If we rescue him, he'll come back, get patched up, and then just leave. If we capture him, we have a chance to make him stay. What kind of health issues does Bernard have? He's got a gunshot to his left arm, a scratch on his left arm, some bruises on his torso, and some trivial blood loss. He's in extreme pain, but he's not really that banged up. We probably wouldn't even need medicine. All right, Toon, capture him. Go kidnap Bernard. Oh, right, we can't capture him because we don't have a prisoner bed. Well, that's okay. We can make one real quick. And by that, I mean we're just going to convert your bed. Turning on prisoner mode affects the whole room since prisoners and colonists cannot sleep in the same room. These people will lose ownership of their beds. Go back then. So we gotta, what do we gotta wall this off? I mean, we can't capture this guy. You know what? Yes, turn on prisoner mode for now. Confirm. It's a medical prisoner bed. Fine. Toon, go capture this man, and then we'll build a wall over it. We'll have Krusty build a little wall so that he can have his bed, and then we'll have you just build a new bed. So Toon, you go and capture Bernard. Krusty, whatever you're doing, knock it off. Let's have you come and build a wall here. Architect, structure, give me some... Let's just do a wooden wall here. We'll throw a door on it. This doesn't have to be the greatest prisoner room of all time, and then when that's finished, I also would like you to build a new wooden bed. I mean, we could build out of limestone, slate, or marble. Do we have? We do have those blocks, but we're going to need those for the wall. And then we'll just build... Let's just build a new bed right there. And I would like for you to prioritize those things if possible, Krusty. Specifically prioritize building the prisoner cell. Prisoners? Seriously, though, the prison. Okay, fine. The bed is okay, I guess. This bed is currently for prisoners, but we'll fix that in a minute. Get the door up there. Now, these do not have to be prisoner beds. This can be people beds. Which bed is nicer? That bed is poor. This bed is shoddy. The prisoner's bed is normal. So the prisoner has the best bed. Great. We're sparing no expense here, Richard Attenborough style. Oh, we spared no expense. The prisoner has the greatest bed. All right, so let's assign everybody a bed back again. We will eventually want to try and get better beds for our colonists. I'm going to set you as the owner of this bed. Toon, you can have your bed back. You've lost your own room, but we've got a place to put the prisoner now. Speaking of which, Toon, is he back yet? You're still on your way. All right, Toon has fetched Bernard. Meanwhile, Krusty's planting some of the plants that Rick ate. Nice work, Rick. You're eating us out of house and home here, douche. And then Krusty's going to go do some plant cutting. All right. It doesn't take very long for Krusty to take out this grass, man. Extreme prejudice. Krusty is... He's done some lawn maintenance before he got the whole gig as, you know, the world's most beloved cereal mascot. Krusty, you're not using medicine on this guy, are you? No. Okay, he's set to no medicine, and we're going to go chat and recruit. So we are treating him, but Krusty is just doing the best he can with his limited medical skills. Speaking of which, Toon, don't you have a fantastic medical? Yes. And you're out, you're like more doctoring. Is it because you can't warden? Is that what it is, Toon? It must be because Toon can't warden. He will not care for a prisoner, but he would provide medical treatment to a colonist? That's really weird. I love the fact that we're cutting plants instead of maybe cooking a meal. This rat meat, it is frozen though, as you can see. Our freezer has been fully established. This rat meat will no longer spoil. And there's a heat wave. An unusual heat wave has begun. Watch out for heat stroke. Well, that seems like a pretty unpleasant thing to happen in the 12th of spring. Thanks a lot, global warming. Jerkasses. Oh, it's not real. It's so, the global warming is so pervasive, it's even spread to the Rimworld. It's nice of you to feed that man, Krusty. Maybe you could feed him some rat stew, though. Got me crazy. No, don't leave the body there. We made a dumping stockpile. Oh, this was where we were supposed to haul butchered corpses, right? This is just for corpses, and this stockpile is for what? Chunks. Well, this is, okay, just for corpses, but we need to change the storage rules here and limit this to, like, animal corpses. So that we don't want to put people there for butchering. Oh, come on, Pete. We can make some Edward stew. It'll be delicious. Actually, I don't think this guy's name was Edward. Ernst. Sorry. We could have had some Ernst stew, Pete. Oh, he'd be so good. Just look at him. He'd be well marbled. Got some extra, he's like a Kobe beef there. Got a little extra chub on him, Pete. I'm telling you, he'd be so delicious. You shouldn't. Don't eat people, Krusty. I don't care how well marbled they are or how psychopathic you are. If nothing else, Krusty, there's the risk of prion disease. It's just bad. You shouldn't eat people. Any communicable disease Ernest had, you could catch it by consuming him. I don't care how thoroughly you cook him. So let's get a new zone area down here and get a dumping stockpile up before Krusty starts eating human corpses. So this one is going to be a storage zone. Nothing but corpses go here. We will allow rotten. No chunks, no animal corpses, no mechanoid corpses. This one for human corpses only. No weapons. So just people corpses go there, and this is going to be an important priority to make sure that all of our people corpses go in the appropriate spot. And then, just to make sure nobody else has, like, an unfortunate encounter with Krusty's corpse larder, we're going to go ahead and put a door on that. That's where Krusty goes for his alone time, for his private time. When he needs a little cheering up, that's what Krusty does. Krusty, you want to maybe take the dead body to the pile? Gonna build a door first, huh? Oh, just gonna straight up go to bed. Krusty's a little tired. We got to get this corpse into the right pile. Toon, will you haul the corpse? Nope, you're going to build the door, though. Dude's like, nope, I don't want to see what's going on in that mine shaft, Pete. In fact, I'm going to make sure I don't see what's going on in that mine shaft. I'm going to just go wall it off. What Krusty gets up to in Krusty's mine shaft is Krusty's business. Edward Toon, geneticist, doesn't need to know anything about it. Breakdown battery. Our battery, one of your machines has broken and won't work until a colonist with the repair work type goes and fixes it. Okay, can Toon do that? Toon? Yes, thank you. I appreciate you contributing. Although I think we lost all of our stored power, which kind of sucks. Rick, could you stop eating our plants too, you jerk? We need some, like, food for Rick. And Toon's really hauling his ass on these bricks, though. Did somebody haul the body? Okay, good. The body has been hauled to its appropriate location. Speaking of hauling, go pick up this chunk of rock and get it out of there. We should build a stonecutter's table as well. We have a butcher's table. We have an electric stove. We have stone cutting. Bernard is up and about. How you feeling, Bernard? What's up, bro? Okay, no injuries. That's good. Bernard is fully recovered. How is your mood? It's really bad. You're in the darkness. You feel bad. You're hot. You're imprisoned in a cramped environment. You're naked. You're hungry. Yeah, you're right, Bernard. I mean, all of those things are pretty bad. He's stressed. Krusty, maybe you want to feed Bernard? I mean, just consider it. You did just cook a meal with all this rice that we've got. Okay, we're gonna have to up Krusty's wardening work ratio. Otherwise, he is never gonna get a. He's just like he's never gonna remember to feed Bernard if we don't remind him. There you go. Yeah, feed Bernard a small meal. Maybe chat with him a little bit. See if you can't win him over. 1.7% chance is very bad. What if we gotta, like, make Bernard feel a little more comfortable? Giving him some clothing might help in that respect. But we also have a lot of other stuff we need to do for the good of the colony. Can we prioritize Bernard that heavily? Maybe we just gotta let him. I think maybe we're just gonna have to lock him in a hole until he breaks. We just gotta keep him in here. Be like, no, this is it, Bernard. Either you join the colony, you're gonna have to at some point drink the Kool-Aid, bro. Either that, or you're just gonna live in this dank hole for the rest of your life. Is that how you want to spend your life, Bernard? Is that the way you want to go? So we're gonna take these limestone blocks and we're gonna start building some rudimentary defenses. How many limestone blocks do we have? In 96. So there's about half of our supply. Let's let that roll for a minute and see where that gets us. Krusty's gonna work on that. I really do want to prioritize the food more than anything else. Rick, would you stop? God damn, Rick eats everything. Rick, I'm telling you, buddy, if you don't start hunting on your own or something, we may have to put you down. I never thought things would get so desperate that I would eat Rick the Mule, but in this case, I'm sort of considering eating Rick the Mule. Our rice harvest is coming along nicely, though, and Krusty is turning those into simple meals at a furious pace. Toon, what are you doing? Just sleeping? Okay. He hasn't started a fire yet. I've been waiting for the fire alarm to break out at any moment, but so far so good. He's showing some pretty remarkable restraint. Full credits to Toon. Could we not eat our packaged survival meals that will never go bad when we have literally other meals that we could be eating instead? Let's do, you know what? I'm going to forbid these. I don't want you guys eating those unless we're otherwise out of other food. Okay, so Toon's going over to work on our defenses. That's good. He's got a strong defensive mind. Also, Toon, maybe prioritize hauling that chunk of rock out of where we're keeping the dead guy. This is the sarcophagus cave right here, that's where we're going to keep all of our corpses. And I think maybe we should probably consider maybe wrapping this up, Toon. Making steady progress. How many limestone? We still got plenty of, you know, we can roll a little bit longer. Let's finish this out. We can go 10 more spaces on this. We can get all of that constructed out of limestone. Keep up the good work, Toon. Oh, see, this is what I was afraid of. We've got another raid. And we are not prepared. Okay, let's go take a look and see what's going on here. A group of pirates from the Night Rapiers have arrived. They're attacking immediately. Is it just one guy again? It's also just one guy. What's he got? He has a wooden club and some cloth pants. Hey, potential pants for our prisoner. What's this guy got? He's intellectual and artistic. He's a cold lover and an optimist. He can't craft and he can't do research. He's a cave world tender and a high... This guy should be... I mean, he's a fantastic grower. Draco Drakenhertz, by the way. That's the greatest name of all time. This guy just has a name like a raider. I behold Draco Drakenhertz. I've come to conquer your colony. You would bow before the might of Draco Drakenhertz. I mean, he really sounds like kind of a badass. Oh, think of it this way. Here are your options. Your foes, potentially, in a life or death situation. Your options are to face off against Bernard or Draco Drakenhertz. Who are you gonna pick? Be like, oh, your options for this, you're gonna be fighting to the death today, Pete. Your options for potential combatants are A, Draco Drakenhertz, or B, Bernard. He's a drifter. Who are you gonna pick? Yeah, you're goddamn right. So, while this wall is not fully constructed, my ultimate goal is to build like a little thing in here that's gonna force guys to come down a long tunnel straight into us, and then we can have Krusty sit at the end of that tunnel with his 30-06 and just shoot him the whole way down. But this plan we cannot enact yet because the death tunnel, the tunnel of death as I like to call it, is not yet quite done. It's the opposite of a tunnel of love. And I think we're going to have to draft some people. So, Toon, let's get you drafted. Krusty, definitely need you drafted. You got the gun. I'm a little disappointed that both of the people that have attacked our colony, by the way, have just come at us with clubs. But while I'm simultaneously disappointed about the lack of us picking up a potential offensive weaponry, I'm also sort of delighted about the minimal assault abilities of the people who have been coming to attack us. I like our enemies being weak. I don't like them not making us stronger by arming us, but I do appreciate the fact that they've been relatively easy to kill. Alright, Draco. Yes, I'm coming to conquer colony. I'm Draco Drakenhertz, the world's most feared pirate. No, say nothing of the dread pirate Roberts. Dread pirate Draco, much more dangerous. Oh, Krusty got him good. I shot Krusty. Oh, Krusty has gutted him. This guy has a peg leg already? Draco Drakenhertz already has a peg leg. Okay, Toon, gotta get the shank ready, buddy. Not yet. Okay, now's the time. Shank him. Shank him good. That's my boy. Oh, also Draco Draken. Toon has heat stroke. Or is developing heat stroke. Krusty, do you have heat stroke? No, Krusty's cool. How come you don't have heat stroke, Krusty? Why not? What's Krusty's comfortable temperature? Let's take a look here. If we got a heat stroke issue. Eating speed, he eats at full speed, leather amount, life expectancy. Krusty should live to be 80. Another 39 years for the crust. Krusty's market value, look at that. $1,460. Wow. 90 credits worth of meat in Krusty. Prisoner chance is bad. Social chat chance, tame animal. Yeah, but I need to know more about his, like, what are his tolerances? This is what I want to know. Here we go. Maximum comfortable temperature. Okay, so Krusty is cool up to 126.9 degrees. What about Toon? Toon, where are you comfortable at? We want... Was that needs? No. Health? No. Character. Why can we not tell this about Toon? Oh, we got to do his info tab. Right. Okay, so yeah, his maximum comfortable temperature is actually 89.6. So Toon is going to need to be refrigerated. Which is fine. We can make that happen. We do have a cooler. We could just have him, like, go chill in the freezer for a little while. Or alternatively, we could just open the door and cool the whole building. Or doubly alternatively, we could just build a refrigerator. We could just build an air conditioner. You know what? Let's just build an air conditioner. Don't put the hot side inside, doofus. We'll build an air conditioner. Otherwise, Edward's probably going to die of heat stroke. Does this guy have any? He was naked, wasn't he? No, we can strip him. Well, this will give Bernard a pair of pants. So, Toon, we can Oh, yeah, we do need to move with him. And we're going to undraft you. Krusty. Somebody. Okay, hold on. Prioritize stripping you. Cannot bury. Why? Human corpse forbidden. Cannot prioritize. Draco is forbidden. No, unforbid him. Toon, I want you to strip him. There you go. And then, you know what? Why don't you, I don't know, go stand in the freezer for a minute? I'm actually going to draft you and make you go stand in the freezer for a little while just to cool off. In the meantime, Krusty, why don't you prioritize hauling Draco and just get his body out of here? We're going to unforbid all of his goods so that this stuff also eventually gets hauled back. Let's go have Toon go stand in the freezer. We got to get a chilled Toon. Oh, holy cow, this episode's really long. I'm going to have to put a little end in this one. We're going to wrap things up once we get our corpse. All right, Krusty's got that corpse right where he wants it, secured in the body hole. You know what, Krusty? Here, prioritize hauling this rock, too, because I don't like it out of there, man. You can't let there be a mess in your body dumping spot. See, it was blocking the door, too. Don't hold that open. Can't have a body blocking the door. Toon, how's your heat stroke doing? Okay, he's got initial heat stroke, but he's standing in a freezer. There we go. Okay, Toon, his time in the freezer has gotten rid of his heat stroke. That's fantastic. We're going to undraft him, and I'm going to wrap things up. If you enjoyed the episode, feel free to drop a like down in the comment section. Of course, your support does really mean a lot to us. And if you'd like to see more refrigerated pyromaniacs, you might consider subscribing as well. Post new episodes of Rimworld every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Right now, thanks very much for watching. I'll see you again soon.